Hello and welcome to the
as yet unnamed, no name Sunday show, because we haven't got a name.
We haven't got a name, but we're going to explain a bit about that later. Yeah. But basically, over the next, we don't know how long it's going to be.
Don't know how long it's going to be.
We've got some bloody gorgeous food.
Yeah, loads of food.
We've got loads of food. We've got Nanny Di telling us about her favourite book.
We've got favourite books. We've got teenagers telling us about what they're giggling about in their
that's
rooms.
Good fun. And we're going to do a romp through the papers. I love that word,
delicious food. Delicious food.
Stick with us.
The odd dog here. Is she all right?
Come on, we've got to get on. Come, Mark.
Hello. She's just had a lovely piece of chicken.
Oh, hello. You know what she's got in her mouth? A Donald Trump doll.
Yes, you had your chicken. We're not going to have chicken. We're going to have Nutella stuffed pancakes.
Mark! Oh my God! You knew we were going to film these Nutella pancakes?
What?
That was a full jar. Mark.
Sorry.
The problem is, my sister bought him this, the Nutella shoveler, and he thinks it means he can have Nutella whenever he wants. I was going to make a big pile, now I'll just have to make 2 or 3. And you can't have any. So, American...
Well, at least that's pre-Christmas.
American fluffy pancakes with a Nutella centre.
Ooh.
So, cup of self-raising or plain flour. Self-raising will make them fluffier. Plain flour a little denser. So that's an American cup, but that is like 140 grams. 140 grams of flour in there. A teaspoon of baking powder. Now, any other cook would say to you now, sieve these two together. But I'm going to be honest, I can never be asked. So I'm just going to put it in. And then a pinch of salt, but I haven't got any salt that I can pinch, so I'm just going to give a couple of twists.
Basically, you're not following any of your own instructions.
But it will all be fine. And then I'm just going to whisk it like that, and that's just as good, I think, as sieving it. Right, here I have 130 mils of milk. Any old milk will be fine. To it, I am adding 1 large egg. Break it in. I missed. And then I'm just going to whisk it up. But you don't want to whisk it up too much. You don't like beat it. Just whisk it lightly. To it, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. Was that your stomach?
Yeah.
That's because you ate all that Nutella last night. You've opened your stomach now.
It wasn't last night.
When was it?
It was ages ago.
Right, so 2 tablespoons of butter. Whoa. Obviously, this isn't for anyone that's on a diet. Mixing that together. Then I make a little hole in the centre like that. A well, as they call it. I'm actually going to use a bigger whisk. Pour it into the middle. Okay, you ready, Mark? Pour. Ooh. Ooh.
You need a wet cloth underneath.
What I should have done was put a wet cloth underneath that. Oh well, my wet cloth's soaking in my bleach, I can't. Okay, so. Ooh. Now you might notice the eagled eyes of you that I already have my pan on, and that's because one of the secrets to a good, it's on a very low heat, one of the secrets to a really good pancake is to have your pan really hot. You know how people always say, oh, the first pancake doesn't work, and it doesn't. It's often because it hasn't been, the pan hasn't been hot enough. Right, so that does look quite thick, but that's because we're making thick American pancakes. Okay, so now I'm going to put some butter, some of that melted butter. You can use oil. You just want a little bit though, because you're not frying it. And you know what? Don't put it all over the pan, because where there's a bit of pan without pancake on, it burns. Little tip here, when I'm making really sticky American pancakes, so that it comes easily out of my spoon, I just rub a little oil. Ooh. If you've got an oil sprayer, that's a good thing, and then it doesn't get all stuck on it. It's a really good tip for anything. I'll do it later with the Nutella. So, is it nice and hot? Yeah, keep your hand there. Can you feel the heat right till there? Don't put your can you feel it, Mark?
I can.
Can you feel it? Okay, so I'm putting my pancake in.
I'd like to feel something else though.
Okay. Should have let this rest for a minute or two, but I haven't got time. Okay. So I'm just going to let that just cook away. Let's have one more. Because they're really nice and thick. We want them to be cooked through. So this is what I do now. I put my Nutella. See, that's on my oiled spoon again, so that the Nutella slips off easily.
Say that again?
So the Nutella slips off easily. Put it into the centre of the pancake.
Oh my God.
Mark's breathing is just incredible. I can hear your heartbeat. It's beating faster. Into the middle.
Oh my God.
And into the middle. Now, is that going to work when we flip it over, Mark?
Work in what way?
Do you think this pancake will work when I flip it over?
I haven't got a clue, Nadia, to roll up to tell you. You're the
No,
cook.
it won't, will it? Because all the chocolate would get burnt. So what we do is, again, just going to oil a spoon so it slips off easily. Take a spoonful of the mixture and just
Oh,
cover the
a
Nutella
lid.
with it. It's like a little lid.
it's a Nutella lid.
Okay, and make sure it's sealed round. A little bit faffy this, but these are very special pancakes. Okay, so that's all sealed in now, so that when I turn it over, it won't leak out. I might have just put a little bit too much Nutella, but that's because I wanted it to look really nice when we let it ooze. So remember, when you make your batter, because we're just doing this now for you quickly, just let it sit for a couple of minutes, a minute or so, just to let that baking powder activate. I've put them way too close together, but it'll be fine. We're not going to worry about it. It'll be fine. That's what I like about cooking on YouTube. Because when you cook on the telly, everything has to be done. Like, if these were sticking together now and I was on the telly, we'd have to start them all over again. But actually, they'll be fine. It won't make any difference.
I was about to say strike.
There you go. Just going to leave those to cook for a bit.
Oh.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas for next year. So look, they're easy peasy, just separated them. These are done now because they are
Ooh.
dry around the edge
Look at that.
and just starting to bubble.
Oh.
Oh, these are going to be
Oh.
big pancakes. Whoa! Look at the Nutella just starting to ooze a bit out there. Whoa!
That's just-
Now I quite like that, but if you didn't want any oozing at all, just make sure when you put that batter on that you're totally sealing the Nutella in. Oh, nice and oh, they're so fluffy. Yum, yum, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got love in my tummy and it feels alright. Ooh, I've got love. Ooh, I've got tummy. Ooh, I've got yummy in my tummy. I can't remember the next line.
Donald Trump and Chi Chi.
Nutella, we love you. Nutella, we do. Nutella.
Okay, it's enough singing.
Look how nice and risen that is and fluffy with oozy smoozy Nutella. Now what should we do? Should we pile them like that? I can just hear people shouting yay. I think that's too many.
No, it's not.
No,
can't
I
have
do.
too many.
No, I think it looks nicer with just with two.
Oh my God.
Tap it first so not too much comes out at once and then how good does that look? And then Mark bought me these lovely, have a look, rose petals from Ottolenghi. Aren't they just so gorgeous? And such a nice treat on a Sunday morning. Why not have rose petals on a Sunday morning? We're worth it. Da-da-da-da. Like? Riva, anyone want a Nutella pancake? God, they must be still asleep.
Any ideas?
So annoying. Because I'm doing veganuary. Oh, I think I just said it right. Veganuary. I can't have any. And Mark can't have any because he had all the Nutella.
Well, I didn't. There's some in
But we
there.
need to cut into it to show the people. Okay, let's try and get a bit with the. Oh, look at that! Look at that, guys! Oh, look! Oh! Should we let Mark have some? Shall we?
Yeah.
Come on then. So in this next bit, we're having a bit of a chat with Maddie, and every week we're going to do this, where we get the kids to tell us things that have made them giggle online or things that have made them angry. A bit of a, imagine teen corner, a teen moment.
Which we're not going to get at all.
Which we're probably not going to understand. Exactly, Mark.
No.
I don't know if your kids are like this, but Maddie and Kiki are always showing us stuff on their phones, and half the time I don't even understand what it is. Like sometimes they'll be laughing hysterically, and I'm like looking at it going, what do you mean? Memes. I mean, Mark, you don't understand what a meme is anymore.
I live in panic and fear when Maddie runs over to me showing me stuff because I know that the laugh I give isn't the right laugh.
It's not the right laugh, so what have we got this week?
Stuff you're not going to get.
Come on, give us a try.
So there's like a lot of stuff. I don't know if you've heard about all this stuff about in London. There's a lot of judging people for where their postcode, like what postcode they live in.
Right.
So like SE people, we like judge SW people. SW people judge us. There's the South and the West and the North.
Oh, it's always been
So,
like sort of
no,
south
but
and-
there was this
Turf
really
wars.
funny video that I saw this morning, and it's basically these guys asking this girl whereabouts in Peckham she lives. Just watch it.
Where are you from? You're not from Peckham. Where? South.
She said she's from South, so they
That's
just
so
leg it.
fun. Now I do know about this.
Look.
Where are you from? You're not from Peckham. Where? South.
Now that is funny because we had that. I remember when I first got a boyfriend that was in North London, and it was literally like I was travelling to a different country, and there was always the North-South argument the whole time of his gang of friends, my gang of friends, North-South. No, that's I like that one. I get that one.
And then you know how I was telling you about Stormzy's like
Beef.
video that he's about Wiley and his mum,
Yeah.
and you know how he sings about how he had to send his mum to Cyprus. Wiley had to send his mum to Cyprus, and Stormzy took like the piss out of it. But someone said Stormzy's part 2 send for Wiley.
Where's your mama gone? Where's your mama gone? Where's your mama gone? Where's your mama gone?
It was really
So
dark.
this is 2 rap artists, isn't it, that have had a
And
row?
five.
Yeah.
And one of them has brought,
Hey Siri.
Hey, Siri, shut up.
up.
and one of them has been poking fun at the other one's mum.
No.
Is that it?
I'm not even, no.
You make it sound like playground antics.
Yeah, you make it sound stupid. It's actually really deep. Everything.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like it's really deep.
I mean, that performance was deep.
That was deep.
I'm just finding it. Oh, and there's like, are we really going to sleep on what, like talking about how fit he is and everything? We're really going to sleep on him.
Who is
Someone
he?
said, I thought this was Princess Diana, and it looks like.
But who is that?
He was a like Disney star. Or something.
And everyone
I think it was
likes
Disney
him.
or was he
Well,
Nickelodeon?
this is Princess Diana.
And there was what else was there?
What makes it...
Uber will soon know if you're drunk and could refuse to pick you up. That defeats the whole point.
That's funny.
That is funny.
What makes a good meme, Maddie? What makes a good meme?
Okay,
What is a
describe
meme?
to our subscribers what a meme is.
Imagine we're
So hard.
morons.
We're total morons. We come from another planet. Explain it.
I guess it's kind of when you take one thing and you put something else with it which isn't kind of related to what it is. So do you know what I mean? Like that's what no, that's not all memes, but that's
No.
what I find funny. The kind of
That's
memes I
kind of
find
memes
funny.
you like.
Like
right.
where's your mama gone? And it's like nothing to do. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
singing it because it was the,
Yeah, it's clever.
It's how
There
unrelated
was
and
this as
related
well.
it is.
People laughing so much at how his body moves. at one point.
Gotta ride a dick screaming hee-haw. Girl, you a clown. Get a handstand like
Everyone's
God.
like, he threw that back to the 90s.
How do you do that without breaking his back?
I know, that's what everyone's saying. My back hurts just watching this.
Get another bitch. Gotta ride a dick screaming hee-haw. Let me proud, girl. You a cowgirl. Get a handstand like wow, girl. Got me fucking up.
Oh my God!
me have a go at it.
Go on. No, John, what are you going to do? Your
No,
back
Dad,
again.
you do your-
Mark, don't.
Is that it?
No, that was really bad.
All right, okay.
And then, I don't know if you've heard about the whole, how Maya, I've always forget her second name, Maya used to date Stormzy. She's
Yeah.
that one. And they've broken up because there were rumours that Stormzy cheated on her with Georgia Smith.
Oh,
And she was
okay.
interviewing this rapper. Look, listen to what he says.
Create your own little dream nominations. Who would you give best male and best female to?
Best male.
Not yourself though, because obviously you would want to give yourself best male.
Best male was Stormzy.
Okay.
Best female, Georgia Smith.
Fair enough. I could create
She's
your
like,
own
fair
little
enough.
dream nominations. Who would you give best male and best female to?
It was like he has
Best male-
no chill.
Not yourself though, because obviously you would want to give yourself best male.
Best male was Stormzy.
Okay.
Best female, Georgia Smith.
Fair enough.
He's smiling as well.
You're a right little naughty boy.
That's horrible.
And then I found this really funny, right? It's like, my mum says, I'm just down the street, me in the school parking lot for the next 30 minutes. It's a monkey. Don't you find that one funny? My mum, I'm down the street, me in the school parking lot for the next 30 minutes. And he's just sitting waiting
that
for
is
someone to
sweet,
come
actually.
along.
Oh, that's very sweet. Oh, I see. I've got it now.
Hilarious.
You got it?
That's very
Are you
sweet.
lying?
No, I've got it.
It
Not
sounds
going to
like
get
you're
this.
lying.
Because I woke up when all of the World War III thing was being taught and I had no idea what people were talking about. So this is World War III memes and me who just woke up. He's awkwardly shaking hands. Doesn't get what it's about.
Is that Steve Carell?
Yeah, it's The
Got a clue
Office.
of what's going on.
So funny.
Was that a
Great.
convincing laugh, Matt?
And then this. Me entering 2010 versus me exiting 2019.
That's good.
Remember the one from Superbad?
Oh, yes.
Oh, there you go. A little roundup of maybe what's going on in your teenagers' brains or up in their
Yeah.
bedroom.
I realise now why they're on their phones all the time. It's very
Yeah,
entertaining.
it's entertaining.
We're not on our phones as much as you guys, though. So, don't know what you're on about.
So at the crack of arse this morning, I had a nice little walk down to the paper shop, which I haven't done for years, and bought all the papers so we could have a read of them and bring the headlines to you. Here you go.
We've got our own cameras on this, like a proper Sunday morning
You're coming
show.
into my lens.
You're coming into my lens. Look. Anyway, I've always used to love, Johnny Vaughan used to do the headlines on The Big Breakfast, and he'd always find ridiculous puntastic titles. Do you remember that? It's
Puntastic.
What's the puntastic headline of the day? But we just thought we'd do headlines of the day. Headlines, Sunday morning headlines. We've always wanted to do papers.
Sunday
My God, you
morning.
just flashed someone's arse
Oh
at
my
me.
God, I love this. Look, Rita in dress stress. We've all been there, girls. I think that
I've
bit.
seen you like that
Oh, I
before.
love this bit. Look, while she's bouncing on the trampoline. So basically, she was filming an advert.
Right.
But oh God, look at that. How I don't know if you look the full nun squishing out the side.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's just about broadcastable, isn't
Yeah,
it?
she was doing an advert for knickers.
Well, that kind of makes sense. But I mean, is she wearing any knickers in the one where she's
my
bent
God,
over?
it's right over the side.
Right over the side.
I love that.
Well, obviously, I'm looking through the Sun, and the Queen, the royal family story, is continuing on.
Oh my God.
But the Queen is beginning to look a little bit like Joe Pesci in The Irishman and Goodfellas. Look, Queen, let's do something.
Summit.
Let's do something about
Oh,
it.
I love the sun.
I like that. Let's do
Let's do something.
Let's do something.
Let's do something about
It's like
it.
it's the Firm, isn't it? It's like a Guy Ritchie movie. Let's do something. So she's not looking happy. Look, she's even got the shades on.
What's
Look
that
at
in the sun?
Look at that. Look, shades, shades.
Let's
Yeah,
do something.
Just hanging with it.
I'm in the Daily Star still.
Yeah.
I love this. This week's earth-shattering celeb news.
Yeah.
Love Island bosses fear a troop of aggressive baboons
What are those?
could try to invade the
That's the crew.
invade the cast villa after several were spotted sniffing around. Now, no joke, I would actually be quite scared. Would you not be scared?
Are they not just talking about the boys?
No, these are real
Joking,
baboons.
baboons sniffing
Idiot.
around. You know what they like. I had to run this one past you. I'm not interested in football at all. But the Arsenal ace, Alexandre Lacazette, has cheated on his longtime lover. But listen to this for a Sunday morning pop-tastic headline.
Go on.
Two-time gunner done a runner after summer fun with stunner. Named Thunder. Look, right at the bottom with an asterisk, just to extract a little bit of rhyme.
That's brilliant. Two-time gunner done a runner after summer fun with a stunner. We love you.
Classic.
Apparently, these people that do these headlines in the Sun get paid a fortune.
Oh, God, they're really
I've got one
hard.
here that made me a little nostalgic.
Oh.
So this is James Hooton. You probably won't know his name is James
No,
Hooton.
James
But he's
Hooton.
been Sam Dingle for 25 years. There you go. You know him. You know
What's
him
the
well.
headline?
So the headline is, I'll tell you, I'm all in control of my headlines. I was selling socks when I got Sam Dingle Park for 8 shows. I'm still on soap 25 years later. And I love this because he and his dad were selling socks, literally, and handkerchiefs out of a suitcase
Right.
in Leicestershire when he got the job.
And what's the story? He's still selling socks.
No, he's been 25 years in Emmerdale.
So he's not selling socks.
No, he's not selling socks
So the
anymore.
story
But I
is
loved
he's
it 'cause
not
it-
selling socks.
But it reminded me of when I got
Right.
EastEnders.
Fair enough.
And I was so broke at that time. I literally used to walk along the street, kicking around, looking for like 10 pence and 50 pences so I could buy a potato to make a jacket potato.
I suppose you can always go back to selling socks if you need to.
Yeah, and I can always go back to jacket potatoes.
So this isn't a puntastic headline, but we got a bit of abuse on our Little Women review for glossing over the name James Norton as if he's not a significant actor. Of course he's a significant actor,
love
but the
him.
talk is that he's going to be our new Bond. The suggestion, yes, Mr. Norton, we expect you. You think?
Did any of you see
I find
him?
him a bit uncharismatic.
Oh, no. He's absolutely gorgeous. He would be perfect. What was that film that he played the rapist
Happy
in?
Valley.
Happy Valley. I was going to say
Yeah.
Nappy Valley. He's
Happy
brilliant.
Valley.
Okay, I've got a bit of a sadder one today. I think this
Yep.
is in the mail.
Yep.
And William, I've put my arm around my brother all our lives and I can't do it anymore. This breaks my heart.
So this is the human story behind the gangster story.
Yeah, behind the gangster. I've put, and he said, hopefully we can all, get back together on the same team. I'm sort of
Yeah.
subbing here, and I just want us all to be singing on from the same hymn sheet. I find this so sad.
Yeah, you're really moved by the sibling thing, aren't you?
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
a very
the
moving part of the
sibling
story.
thing is terribly sad. Yeah, yeah.
Well, this is a weird one, given that we've just come back from Cornwall, and Monopoly is a big thing in this household.
Yeah.
Monopoly has gone woke. Now, we're not
Do you know
anti-woke.
what woke means? Because I didn't know what woke
No.
meant last week. Tell them.
Woke is essentially when you're politically and diverse, in terms of diversity, inclusive of everyone and everything.
Everyone, the
I mean,
people that
everything.
really do everything.
Yeah.
Very PC.
Yeah, every variable.
Yeah.
And Monopoly have gone woke.
Oh,
And
no.
the Sun's running a headline called "It's a Smug's Game." Game firm Hasbro has released a woke Miss Monopoly board in a move that will keep snowflakes happy. Female players start with extra cash and get more for pass and go to make up for the discrepancy in female pay versus male pay. So if you're a female player, you get more money.
No.
Yeah. It's
Oh
the
my
first where
God,
women
that's
make more than men.
hilarious.
Yeah. What about that? So
But I suppose these things are important because as a child, you're learning from a very young age
Yeah.
that things have to be fair.
I suppose so, but at the same time, it also teaches, it potentially lures you into thinking life's like that, and it's not. So I
Okay,
think
the
that's
Mail
good.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
210 million
So?
for Britain's priciest ever house. Look
Bloody hell.
at that.
No wonder he looks
this is
serious.
A 45-room London mansion boasts grand staterooms, a gold-themed bathroom, a pool, a gym, several lifts and underground parking. So this is a Chinese property mogul who's broken, who's done this. Now, apparently, if he smashes it up
Yeah.
and builds flats,
Yeah. He'll make what?
oh God,
700 million. It'll be 700 million if China.
700 million.
Yeah.
if he splits it into flats.
Bloody hell.
Once the sale goes through, it will smash his previous record of 140 million that he paid for a house in Oxfordshire. Blimey.
Well-
I wouldn't want that much money. Would you want that much money?
No, that's why he looks like that. Look, that's why he looks like that.
I genuinely.
He's traumatised by all the zeros.
does look a bit traumatised. actually.
Derek Akora died last week.
Oh, this is really sad.
It's
His
very
poor
sad.
wife.
Well, and his poor wife has already gone. Is already in the press. I still nag Derek. He hasn't gone.
Well, I suppose if you believe in a life after and you can
Well,
talk
apparently
spirits.
he's contacted her and she's contacted him.
Oh.
They're closer than ever.
What have they said?
They're closer than ever, and she's actually nagging him. I mean,
That reminds me of when you were in the North Pole and he had one
Yes.
phone call on
Yeah,
a
yeah.
satellite phone that probably cost £1,000
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, just filming for the BBC, and we had a row in the 1 minute that we had on the satellite phone. Do you remember?
So yeah, TV Psychics with her says she's already talking to him beyond the grave just away. I think the sadness about this story is that she hasn't necessarily made contact. She's talking to him. She's nagging him.
She's grieving.
And yeah.
Next week we'll
Yeah.
probably do quite a bit more of that, but it's all been a bit of a tip.
But those are the top-tastic. Yeah, no. But my favourite has to be that football one, isn't
Oh,
it?
that's
I mean,
so
that's an
good.
absolute corker.
That
Let's
is
just
so-
run through
let's
it one
just
more
do
time.
it one more
It's
time.
almost a sporting chant, isn't it? Two-time gunner, done a runner off to summer fun with Stunner.
So, we said we were going to explain later about this no name, no show. Hope you're loving everything so far. So basically, this show is really difficult to work out the right name for it. So what we want you to do is leave, because you're brilliant at this, loads of comments below with lots of ideas that we're then going to brainstorm.
We
so
love viewer
somebody,
interaction.
one of you is going to choose the name of this new show.
Or it might be a combination of a few of you.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
it works when
Yeah,
you're
that's a good
pitching for a
idea.
show. There might be bits
Yeah,
of one that you
brainstorming.
like and bits of another. Sorry, the sun's just
Brainstorming.
ruining our fabulous good looks.
So, oh, look at this dog.
Do you like my
Look
guinea
at
pig
her.
or
Look
hamster?
at her. Yeah, so basically, that's how we're going to name it. Now, this show that's going to go every single Sunday at 11:30 takes a lot more work. We've got to do, ingredients, edits, everything. It's a lot of time. And because we want to carry on doing everything else that we give you on the channel, the vlogs, the travel vlogs, the how are you feelings,
The
food,
green-fingered hells, the movie reviews, everything.
all of that is staying exactly the same.
Yeah.
But we are going to have another level to our YouTube, which is a membership.
Yeah.
It's only $1.99 a month.
Yeah.
And for that, you will get this Sunday show, whatever you name it,
Yeah.
every Sunday without fail, 11:30. You're going to get a midweek live
Yeah.
every single
Q&A
midweek.
catch-up.
A Q&A where we find out about you, see how it goes. We'll have all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. And then down the line, other stuff we'll add. But for now, that's what you'll get.
And I guess those Q&As will be a bit more intimate because there'll be a few members and just a bit of a chin wag. It'll be nice.
So it's just people. I mean,
Yeah.
we give out loads of stuff on this YouTube channel anyway. So
Yeah.
it's just people that would like a bit more. And
Yeah.
and if you like this show, join us. And there's gonna
So this is a taster.
So this is a taster. So
This is
if
a
you
taster.
want to become a member and become one of our family
What are we
guests,
calling them? Family guests.
Yeah, yeah.
You become a formal
Then
family guest.
There is a. Where have you put it? Where is it on the
Just
channel?
somewhere on the YouTube channel. You just get the option to
No,
join.
no, we've got it on. Where do they go for it on our channel?
You just go some.
Mark!
You go to the join bit.
You're
I don't
so
know.
annoying. That's no use to say the join-in bit.
Well, when you go to the subscribe bit, there's a bit next to it that says join.
Look at Toffee.
It says. Have you heard that bit?
Okay, just go to the bit where it says join. Look at
Toffee knows how to do it. You Toffee. Toffee. Toffee.
Tops. Anyway, what bit are we going to now? Is it
Got
a
the
recipe?
foggy- Oh no, I know what we should go to. Let's go to your fabulous, fabulous vegan dish,
No, but there's chicken as well.
which isn't really vegan. That's why
But
I
there's a
like it.
vegan dish
No, there's
and a
vegan
chicken dish.
and a chicken dish.
A guzzling unicorn. So every week on the Sunday show, we will be trying something that Unicorn has recommended. And today, as it's dry January, he seems to be recommending alcohol-free, what's it called?
Old Mount Cider.
Old Mount Cider. Now, you might think Mark would be trying that, but he can't. And we'll talk about why later.
Okay. So what are we making?
I think I've been a bit clever.
Oh, look at all this colour.
If your house is anything like our house, sometimes there are 4 different people eating 4 different things. I'm at the moment doing Veganuary. Mark is doing Joe Wick, so he wants loads of protein. And the girls don't really like vegetables.
No.
So what I'm doing here is a vegan dish that can have chicken.
Oh, clever.
And it's satay, chicken or no chicken, vegetable noodles. And it's
Ooh.
so delish.
I'm breaking with telly convention and coming around the back here.
Woohoo! Okay, so you can use any old oil actually. Let's just use some oil. So just a little oil into a pan. This is us going to do the chicken. Just a teeny bit, because I'm not frying anything except the curry spice. So just a teeny bit. Then I'm going to add some curry powder. About that much. Half a teaspoon, or if you want. And I'm just frying that, because otherwise the spices taste boiled rather than fried. See, look, literally just in the corner of the pan. That's why I'm trying not to use lots of oil there, because we want to try and stay healthy too. Mark, can you smell the curry?
No.
You're joking?
No?
Try and smell it.
Well, I can now.
Yeah, okay. So that means it's
But
ready.
you looked alarmed like I was ill.
I was worried about you then. So you're wanting the spices aroma to be released. To that, I'm just adding some coconut milk. Just like that. What I had meant to do, so pretend I've already done this. Now what I do, you can do it at any point actually. It's better if you leave it for a few minutes, but just a bit of soy sauce. Chicken breast goes dry so quickly. So you see how I'm just really heating up that coconut milk. Okay. Now all I'm going to do, I've turned the heat off, put the chicken in, and just let it sit in there poaching. I might just add, because you want it to be kind of covered, a little bit more coconut milk. Yeah, so probably in the whole recipe, you're going to use a whole can of coconut milk, because you're going to use the other half for the sauce. So I'm just going to put a lid on that, and I'm just going to leave that poaching. Obviously, I will have a check to make sure if we do need to put the heat on, but we might not need to, because the coconut milk is nice and hot. I'm just going to leave that cooking. If we need to cook it for another minute, we will do once the veg is ready. Oh, bum holes! I put it in the wrong pan. I've got to put that in that pan now. See you in a minute. So we've swapped pans. So imagine that I've just heated the sauce and put the chicken in. So I'm just bringing the sauce up to heat. We don't want it bubbling furiously, because then we will have really tough chicken. So that's come up to heat now. You see the way it's just bubbling around the edge. Don't want a big ferocious bubble. Turn the heat off, put the lid on, and let it poach gently while we do everything else. Other half a tin of coconut milk is in here. 6 tablespoons of...
What is it? Tell us, for God's sake.
peanut butter. I'm going to have to open this other jar. Ah! Oh. So, we've got 1, and it can be crunchy or smooth, whatever you want. 2, I prefer crunchy actually, this is smooth, but I prefer crunchy. 3, 4, oh my God, the smell. 5, 6. Oh, got to do that, because I've got to do that. Because I'm not on the telly, I can. So to that, I'm going to add a squeeze full of sriracha. You don't have to. It's sweet and a bit chilly. So a dessert spoonful, like that. And then I'm going to add a good splash of soy sauce. A pinch, I'm using palm sugar, but you don't have to. You can use normal sugar, or you don't need to add sugar at all if you don't want sugar. Then I'm going to give that a stir. Oh, look at that. And that is our satay sauce already made. How nuts is that? Ah, nuts. Look at that, creamy. Oh, delicious. And I mean, you know, I'm making this nice and simple because I'm imagining it's a Sunday morning. You're kind of using what you've got in the store cupboard. You might have a hangover. You could add all sorts of things to that. You could add some nice freshly grated ginger would be lovely in that. Coriander, bit of lemongrass paste if you wanted, bit of lime juice. But this will be lovely just like this. It's just a lot easier. So... yeah, you see see how that's cooked through. That is cooked through. But I will in a minute show you how to double check that it is. So I want to get my wok fired up for my vegetarian or vegan satay noodles. So I'll get the wok The wok nice and hot. Now you can use coconut oil if you want even more coconut, or you can just use a vegetable oil, but don't use olive oil. Vegetable oil, peanut oil, rapeseed oil, not olive oil. So I've already done prepared my noodles. I could have done with putting a bit more oil. I put some oil on earlier to stop them sticking, but obviously I didn't put enough. And I do use sesame oil because it gives that nice extra flavour, but you don't have to. Again, any oil, vegetable oil, not olive oil. You don't want olive oil. So I'm just going to give them a bit of a toss warmer because they've got a bit stuck together. They've got a bit stuck together, babe. If you come home late at night and you're really knackered and you want a really quick meal, you can just have those with a bit of sesame, a bit of this, and a bit of peanut butter, and just stir it in. Delicious. Okay, so pan's hot. So I'm going to put just a little oil. We don't need too much. We all larded it on over Christmas, didn't we? To that, I'm going to add some garlic. Now you want to get in pretty quick once you put the garlic in because you don't want it to burn. Now here, you could put some spring onions as well. I haven't got any, but some spring onions would be nice. So, just want the garlic to just start, till it just sort of starts to go clear. I'm going to add some curry powder, probably about a teaspoon, but you can put more. Take it off the heat, it's getting a bit hot. Yum, 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 yum. I'm going to add just a little bit more oil, just a teeny bit. Now, so if you were using onion, you would put the onion in now. But you put your hardest vegetables in first. So, in goes my broccoli, but I do want to keep the broccoli crisp. So, give it a bit of a stir. Then my peppers. And again, you can put whatever vegetables you want. Pour my sauce in. A little water just to loosen it up a bit. It's almost there. And of course you can add mushrooms to that, you could add bamboo shoots, you could add, what are those things called?
Sponges.
No, the long things.
Pineapples.
No.
Runner beans.
Bean sprouts! Bean sprout, anything you want. Sweet corn, I don't like sweet corn in it, but you could add sweet corn. So that's just softening down. So you see how we want to cook those ones that are a bit harder first. Turn it right down, right down, right down, right down, right down. If you've got a wok lid, put it on because you don't want the sauce to bubble away. If you haven't, you might need to add a little bit more water. So I'm just going to leave that for about a minute. In a minute. Gorgeous. Now, when you weren't looking, I added a little more water because I wanted it a bit looser than it was. But if you like it really, really thick, you don't have to. Just make your mind up, guys. Do whatever you fancy. So today, I'm going to add some peas. Could be anything we fancied. I'll just add some peas. Give that a stir. I just like to warm them through. I hate overcooked peas. The wonder food, spinach. Love spinach. Love a bit of spinach. Stir that in. Oh, look at that. Now that, at the moment, is the most fabulous vegan meal. Rice noodles, if you're vegan. Egg noodles, if you're not. Stir those into the sauce. Oh, God, yum. You could, at this point, if you wanted, add some more sriracha for a bit more chili. When I fried the garlic as well, if you want, you could fry some fresh chili and put that in too. I'll give that a stir. Okay. And that is ready. Go away, Mark. Let me plate it up so it all looks really nice.
Okay.
Go away. Go away!
He's drunk it all in the time you've cooked that.
I'm eating it from the wok.
Oh. Where is it?
There it is, look. That's a vegan
Ooh.
one.
Ooh.
I'm going to add some more sauce because I love this stuff. I absolutely love it. I've put black sesame seeds on it. Let's have a go with the noodles and everything. Are you hungover? Are you wanting comfort? Make this. Oh my God, I've got Mark's flashy camera on. God knows what I do with this. It's all blurry.
What do you mean it's all blurry?
That's mine because I haven't got my glasses
Let me
on.
have a look.
Okay, go on. Try it. What should I point the camera at?
Okay,
The food?
well, I don't know. Point it at me.
Right.
If this is blurry, it's because you can't see. Ooh. Ooh. That's lovely.
Good?
Let's have some noodles.
You don't really like noodles.
I'm not a fan of
Just
noodles.
pretending now. It's good though, isn't it? One for the
Really
meat
nice.
eater, one for the vegan.
Brilliant.
Or vegetarian.
Yeah. And you didn't have to really cook 2 dishes, did you?
No.
No. Very good. Lovely.
So good. I can't remember if I added any soy sauce to the
Yeah, you did.
peanut butter sauce.
You did.
If I didn't, add some soy sauce to the peanut butter sauce. Now, we're going to have a little bit where we talk about our favourite books. Our book of the week. Book of the week. Let's call it book of the week.
So this is our little book section where we're going to talk about the books we're reading, the books we've read, the books of the week, the books of now, the things that we've read and we like. And, you know, we're going to try and do mainstream stuff, sometimes a bit esoteric, sometimes classics. And there's nothing more classic, I find, than Nanny Die in front of a Christmas tree.
And this
In the middle of January.
yeah,
in the middle of January, let's face it. So
We're keeping it real.
Let's have a little jingle where we go, classic of the day.
Oh, that's a good one.
Here we go. Classic of the day.
day.
What's your Mum? So if you had a classic novel that you're reading at the moment or have read recently that you'd want to
How
recommend?
can you speak that quickly?
I don't know. I didn't really understand what I said.
And then what's
What book would it be?
1984 by George Orwell.
Oh, it's the book from which Big Brother spawned its name, and it's a sort of you know, the series Big Brother.
Yeah, and Room 109.
And Room 109. Is it Room 109?
Room 10.
No, what's
101.
Room 101.
Room 101. sorry.
Yeah, so Room 101, which is another TV show. So you've got 2 major
Yeah,
TV shows that
yeah.
actually come from this
Straight
book.
from that
Yeah,
book.
exactly. And it's a book set in a futuristic, is it Britain?
You're never told exactly where
Yeah.
it is. One presumes it is. There are 3 huge areas: Ocean Asia, East Asia,
Yeah.
and another one.
But it's futuristic, and it's all about the fact that we're controlled by the state.
Yeah.
And it's a very repressive and apocalyptic vision of the future.
You wake up sort of with the radio coming on and everything telling you that you have to obey Big Brother.
Yeah.
There are Big Brother posters everywhere.
Yeah.
And this Big Brother, you never see here, you never know if he's actually a person. You just know that he controls everything.
Yeah.
And you also know that everybody is trying to get everybody else into trouble with
So
the
a bit
thought
like,
police.
a little bit like sort of East Germany, maybe.
Very
Yeah,
like East Germany. That's the thing it's most like, actually.
Yeah. So why are you enjoying it? I mean, because it's a classic. It's often
It
taught
is.
in schools.
It
I think
is.
it's on the GCSE syllabus, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's a book that many of your kids might have already read.
Yeah, and
Maddie didn't enjoy it.
No, she didn't.
No.
I think maybe she's too young in the sense that I think maybe you have to have lived a bit through similar things that have happened in this country
Right.
to sort
Yeah,
of really
yeah.
get it. But I too didn't like it when I was young. I thought it was sort of...
So why are you liking it now?
It's so chummily written. It's
Oh,
so sort
chummily.
of like written as if he's sitting next to you and just telling you the story. Easy to read, just
Right.
in the sense that you just flow through it like
Yeah.
this. You want to know what happens next. It's about a sort of very, very average man
Yeah.
who's doing all
Walter.
average things, Winston.
Winston, that's
And
right.
he doesn't even really labour, he doesn't really labour under the thing that he wants an end to Big Brother because he wouldn't dare.
And it's the fact that if you go against the state,
Yeah,
you're punished.
yeah.
A little bit like the series Big Brother.
Yes. The whole thing of Room 101, if anybody ever says, what is Room 101? And you'll know this, Subs, from TV, it's the thing you're most frightened of. This is the book it came from and this is what it means.
Yeah.
So you are put in Room 101 and what is in Room 101, this is the ultimate of punishments. because you don't come out really of room 101.
And it's specific to whoever you are, is it?
Specific to whoever you are. I won't say what Winston's
No.
biggest fear is. 'cause
Oh, that's big. Nanny Di, not giving you a spoiler if you
Yeah.
haven't read it. I'd say it's one of those books that you call an important book.
It is.
No, it is
I
though,
use
isn't
that
it?
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if you want a more modern grab, as I say, Maddie read it and didn't take to it, but a book that has been written in recent years is called The Circle by Dave Eggers. And it does something very similar.
It's a modern version of it.
Yeah, and it sort of
probably
deals
more.
with social media and in the social media age. I mean, you're right. I mean, I'd like to go back to 1984 and read it.
Yeah, I was surprised by how sort of it flows, and you just get through great chunks of it easily.
Ah.
Yeah.
Good recommendation.
Yeah.
That's the classic from a classic Nanny Di in front of a classic tree.
Any ideas?
There you go.
Oh, did you like Osha? Hopefully watching it has inspired you to come up with some name ideas.
Yep.
God, I'm bloody starving now.
I know.
I want to eat. It's
I
just
know.
a nightmare. It's a nightmare when you're...
Nutella
Why am I not in the
pancakes.
shop? I mean, Jesus, are you trying to get...
I'm trying to make it more flattering. That's better.
Well, that's better.
Yeah, all right.
It's not more flattering to just take
That's
me out
better.
of the shop.
I hope you
maybe
enjoyed
next
it.
Sunday
I've
we
enjoyed
won't. Maybe next Sunday we won't have the tree up. Who knows?
You never know.
Or maybe that's what we need to do now.
What?
Take the tree down.
Anyway, as we said, we now move into vlogging mode.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna go
this
and
is
do
all
the
an added
vlogging.
bonus. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We stitched it together with care, love, and attention
Yeah.
for you, lovely guys.
Let us know.
So let us know. All right. Until
Bye.
next week.
See you for the vlog tonight.
Bye.